So if you're thinking about architecture school, and lots of people do, it's a profession that lets you be artistic. It lets you be mathematical. It lets you have right brain, left brain, all of the above. I think it's the Renaissance profession. And a lot of days I pinch myself because I get to do things most people never will. I think that if I were a student looking at how do I move forward, what do I do, how do I prepare, you have to be pretty good at a little bit of everything, and that's the trick of architecture. Many architects are generalists, right? They are pretty good at math, they're pretty good at design. You could be really creative and really dynamic, but you can't not be pretty good at math. So you have to figure out where your strengths are and then go after them. And there are architects that do all sorts of things. So if you're not the lead architect doing design, doesn't mean you can't be a brilliant part of an architecture team. You might be great at illustrating. You might be great at the engineering side and figuring out how a building goes together and love structure. It doesn't mean you have to be an engineer. You can still be an architect with engineering capability. Find what you're good at, work at it, and then you'll hear from many people, well, architecture is not a great paying profession. Well, I think there's opportunities in every profession to either make a lot of money or not make a lot of money based on how you do it, where you do it, and what you do. Do what you love. Don't think about the money so much, because if you love something, the money will probably follow because you'll find a niche that's right for you. Well, I hate to throw cold water on anybody's dream because my brother told me, don't be an architect, they don't make any money. So I went to engineering school first. And I started in classes in engineering, and I sat through a few classes and it was so boring to me. I mean, I hated it. Bolts and nuts and structure and the things I really don't like to do, even in architecture, were the things that's all they did. And so I just decided to follow my dream. Now, everyone doesn't get to do what I get to do. For every 100 architects, there's probably 3 or 4 that get the job I have. But there are so many ways to fulfill your life's dream in architecture. And it's an interesting career, and I don't know the statistics anymore, but if I'm not mistaken, behind lawyers, there are more people that are architects in government, in management of big firms, because architecture teaches you a little bit of everything. So having an architectural background can be really useful in any career you go to in the future. But I don't want you to think just because you go to architecture school, the first thing you're going to be doing is designing the Taj Mahal, because you may not. If you get to, it's fun. And I got to go to the Taj Mahal with my clients when I was working on their basically palatial home in Delhi, India. And so I get to do some of those things. And a lot of days I pinch myself because I get to do things most people never will. But you might be the person that does. So if you have the potential, go for it. It's actually quite interesting to me in the current world of AI that I sketch. I started getting the thought process that AI was going to kind of take over and probably replace the need for sketching. What I will say is that I've learned through a few experiments that sketching is really more important than ever before. As I've started to explore AI and architecture and sketching, I've come to realize that AI is nothing without the seed, and sketching is the seed. If I were a freshman in architecture school today, I would definitely work on sketching. And I think that if you could learn how to use both, you probably would have an advantage over your classmates or your peers. Now, what AI can do is take your sketch and make it much, much more beautiful. If you have the base, then AI is useful. And I found that if I can sketch a loose sketch of the thinking I'm having, I could put that sketch to paper, and I can take the AI and then have that sketch become closer to reality. Now, what I find is AI continues to mess up my creation. So it's not quite there yet, but it keeps getting better. And so what I think you want to do as a student is you want to learn how to sketch, and you want to learn how to give commands to AI so that maybe you can use your gift as a sketcher and AI's gift as a completer to take it to the next level. And then as an architect, you can take both of those into fruition, into a masterpiece. I don't think AI is going to give you the masterpiece, it's going to help you get there. And I think use it to your advantage. I think hiding from it as an architect is going to be silly at this point. And so rather than taking the technology and the things that are in front of us and saying, never mind, I'm a purist, I'm not going to touch that, I think that's putting your head in the sand. I think you have to realize AI is the future at some level. How? I don't know. But don't be the person that doesn't experiment in both.